The following is a presentation of The Day.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the day's continuing coverage of Connecticut High School basketball. We're here tonight at St. Bernard's High School for the finals of the Eastern Connecticut Conference Boys Championship in what figures to be just a doozy of a basketball game. I'm Jim O'Neill, and I'm alongside a familiar face, maybe not to you, but certainly to me, my son Casey, who has done most of these games for the day. We're happy to be here as a tandem tonight, Case. This ought to be an interesting one. This is the third time is a charm for both schools because they've split a pair of opposite court victories.
They did. In that first game, Norwich Free Academy will tell you that they were a little undermanned with Marcus Outlow just coming back from an injury that he suffered on the football field, and Outlow being the main athlete and player that has really energized NFA, and they were also playing without one of their big men at the time, Denzel Lancaster. So NFA, feeling they were a little undermanned in the first game, came out, beat New London on their home court, but since then the Whalers with an impressive semifinal victory. Both of these teams through upsets. New London, of course, upsetting Woodstock, and NFA upsetting Ledyard.
Well, the Woodstock-New London game was a third-time game. Woodstock had beaten the Whalers twice during the course of the season. Overtime contest last night, the other night, one of the most exciting we've seen. You're right, NFA starts with Marcus Outlow, no question about it. He's just a superb athlete. He took over the game in the fourth quarter last night. And Denzel Lancaster adds a dimension that very difficult for New London to contend with. They're not a big team. Denzel Lancaster is, as they like to say in the profession now, long. He's a very long player. That doesn't mean he's tall and angular. He certainly is a presence inside. No one New London really had that they have to match up with him. But on the Norwich Free Academy side, let's pay attention also. I was impressed last night with the floor play, the general overall play of Ryan Lusk, who is a 6'4" senior. Very, very solid performer, Case.
NFA's got a lot of veteran people on this basketball team, and they are starting to really gel right now, probably playing the best basketball they've played this year. And, of course, on the other side of the ball with New London, they also are starting to play some good basketball. And you saw someone step up for that New London team last time, who we haven't talked about.
I did, and I think it'll be a battle of the point guards in that respect. I want to talk first. Ramel Williams, I think, is the key to Norwich's success. He's got to handle pressure tonight. He did a great job against Ledyard. He has to continue to do that. On the other side of the coin, we see a New London High School team that has really the one vintage player, Keith Porter, who has been outstanding all year long, 27 points a game, really just has led the Whalers all year long. He has a supporting cast, but it's very young.
It is very young, and the question that Coach Chop Parker asks himself going into each game is and who is going to be that second player for me tonight. At times during the year it's been Seth Lake. At other times it's been Amand Gomez, sometime Colin Sawyer. Well, in the last game it was DeAndre Bruton who stepped up. You call him Kenny Anderson. He played like Kenny Anderson.
Well, I
in the
mean, for those of you who remember, Kenny Anderson, North Carolina star, played the New York City point guard, left-handed, played with the Celtics and the Nets and the NBA. The game is so similarly played, just a penetration lane, a good three-point shot. He's got a lot of those kind of skills. Last night, he just went off like a bomb. Scored 15 in the third quarter alone on route to 27. He was really pulled New London out of a 12-point deficit to really deliver.
And, of course, those point guards become extra important in these big games like this, where there's going to be not only pressure on the basketball court, but a big crowd, a lot of noise, a lot of energy. This is where you really need your point guard to control the game.
We do have a sellout crowd here for sure. This place is packed, and it will not surprise me if they're not turning people away. It's only fitting. By the way, a little statistic that you sort of laid on me today when we were talking on the telephone. Whalers have been here 10 straight times.
I mean, 10 straight years in the ECC finals is just a remarkable number, not only because how competitive the ECC has been throughout the years, but also the size of the school and the amount of turnover a school like New London sees. For them to go to 10 straight, that's just a remarkable achievement. And a lot of people said that this would be the year to get them. The Chris Dunn era ended, and of course, even with Keith Porter leading the way, they said this is the year New London's a little bit vulnerable, and here they are in the finals again.
It's funny, on the other side of the coin, I talked to Neil Curlin last night, the longtime coach of the Wildcats, and I'm not sure that he was expecting a vintage type year from the Wildcats. They've done very well, though.
They have, and I'm going to go back and talk a little bit about Marcus Outlaw and the impact that he has. You know, we see a lot of specialization in these days. Kids find a sport and they stick with that sport. And as a high school coach, and of course, you know, you have former athletic director and great local coach, we've always talked about the high school community and how great it is when you can have multiple sports. And clearly, the best athlete on the football field, often Marcus Outlaw accepting a scholarship to Boston College, that translates onto the basketball court. He is clearly the most confident player on the basketball court, and I think that's directly because of his football impact.
I would agree with you entirely, and that's unusual. But I would agree with you entirely because last night we saw that happen. I mean, literally in the fourth quarter when the Wildcats were in trouble, it was Marcus Outlaw who came to the rescue. And it was almost, it wasn't conscious, but you could see it almost as if he was saying, look, okay, guys, I'll take it from here. And he's a guy who knows how to play in a big spot. That's why, I hate to use that phrase, he can play in a big spot, and that's why he's going to be a scholarship player at Boston College. But he showed that last night on the basketball court. And
I think when Neil Curlin was wondering about his inexperienced NFA team, it took a great athlete and a great leader, which Outlaw is. Perhaps not always he's not thought of as a basketball player, but a great leader and a great athlete to elevate this team. And now what you see with these two teams, they're very familiar with each other. Like you said, third time's a charm. Very interesting matchups all night long. This should be a real dandy.
I would expect that New London will play its style. They're going to play man. They're going to have some zone pressure, but they're fundamentally a man-to-man team. It'll be interesting on the other end to see what Norwich does. I suspect that they're going to play zone, which is not what New London wants to play against, because it doesn't put Porter in a particularly comfortable position. But the zone defense that the Wildcats employed last night, this kind of sloughing in the lane 2-3 zone, is not likely what we're to see here tonight because they were guarding clearly against an inside presence last night that New London doesn't have.
No, Darnay Gray, the big body at Ledgerd and NFA, was really trying to keep the ball out of his hands, and of course Ledgerd was doing everything it could to run, get the ball inside to Gray. This is not the same. There is no inside presence for New London. There's really nobody that's gonna post up or even score in the paint outside of driving to the basket. And so in that first game that we saw with New London and NFA, NFA's strategy was in fact to try to stop dribble penetration from Porter, and they were gonna be content allowing Lake and Maynard and Sawyer to drift to the outside and shoot threes. And in that game, Seth Lake had a big game, probably his best game of the season, making threes, and that's what kept New London in that one.
You know, it's interesting because the winning basket in last night's ball game, however, was scored by Devonta Robinson, who made the steal in a scramble at the end and quickly went to the hoop and with 14 seconds scored what proved to be the winning hoop. But you're right, they're not looking to go down low to any of their big men. They're basically a perimeter team and a slashing team. Porter's going to try to get to the hoop. Sawyer's going to try to shoot threes.
And on the other side of it, I will say that I've been watching basketball with you and in high school for a long time. I don't know that I've seen anyone get to the line as frequently and as easily as Marcus Outlaw does. If he wants to shoot 20 foul shots tonight, he can get to the line 20 times. Well, he's a very difficult matchup.
That's what good scorers do. Okay, they're finishing up what is the ECC All-Stars and Sportsmanship Award. We're going to take a break here in a second. We're here at St. Bernard's High School, preliminary to our coverage of the 2013 ECC Boys Basketball Championship. We'll be right back.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in Eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
Got a perfect little place in mind. Nothing could be better than summertime loving.
Your face looks so strange. You're happy, you're angel.
Thank God that it's over. It doesn't matter. I don't even know you.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with Sprigs and Twigs, stewards of the environment.
There's flowers at the hill of the fort. Maybe it's a sign. I was here at Fort Trumbull, and the whole hill was sort of covered with these like wildflowers.
Hopped on my bike to ride down to Fiddleheads to hit the farmer's market, and en route, things just started coming to me.
And when it finally comes to me, it's completely formed.
Every time we played it, it was a little bit different because we just sort of meandered to what we knew was the end.
I found a way for me to take music and sort of break that box, but still make it rock, New London style.
Okay, we're back here at St. Bernard's High School for the final game of the 2013 ECC Boys Basketball Tournament. Whalers of New London High School, the home team in white tonight against their arch rival, probably one of the oldest rivalries in the country, Norwich Free Academy Wildcats, who will be dressed in their traditional red uniforms. We've covered this game before. We've seen this game played many, many times, twice this year. This is the third one. Well, we'll see. I think this comes down to, does NFA handle pressure? Can New London shoot the basketball?
Yeah, and I think it's a real great sort of an observation that I've made that both of these teams were underdogs in the semifinals. Ledyard, who is, New London East, New London West, whatever, as far as we have the New London mentality in Ledyard, and Woodstock, both getting beat by these two teams because, quite frankly, these two teams thought they belonged in the finals. That's the mentality of both of them. Neither of them felt like they were underdogs in the semifinals. So here are two teams that are no stranger to this game, and I think you're going to see that today. I expect this to be a physical, very high energy game. I think you have a big crowd that's going to get into it, and if this thing comes down to the wire again, that would not surprise me.
Hey, by the way, Case, I was looking through some of the state championship research. Everyone knows New London's won 9 state championships, more than anybody certainly in Eastern Connecticut, and it's probably as many as, with the exception of Wilbur Cross and Hillhouse, as many as anybody around. One of the great, state basketball programs. But I asked the question, of the current ECC teams, who was the first to win a championship?
Okay, that one I know.
That one you know, huh?
That one I know. The first one was Killingly High School.
1931. I was 12 years old at the time. You're supposed to, okay.
I thought that was in 1831.
Not even born. But Killingly High School, Redmond, first ECC team to win a state championship. Wyndham Whippet second. It wasn't until 5 that the fifth team was New London High School in 1951. They were preceded by the great Wayne Lawrence team at Stonington High School. Wayne went on to Texas A&M and played for the Boston Celtics and led the Stonington Bears along with Phil Jones, the great golf pro in the area, to a championship in 1950. And then, of course, after that came Buckley of New London, who won their championship. But the other question I had was, and I think Chop Parker actually got the answer. If New London's won 9, what ECT team has won the second most?
Now, I know what everyone out there watching and is thinking right now. They're thinking of the big ECC teams. They're saying, how about Fitch? And the answer is no, not Fitch.
Never won.
And they think, oh, no, NFA.
Never won.
And then they're thinking, well, maybe it's an obscure team like Waterford.
Won their first one last year. And by the way, that's nice. They were still congratulate Greg Gludds on that championship. But go ahead.
So then you're thinking to yourself, you know what? It must be one of those teams up in that northeast corner.
Well, the Putnam Clippers have won.
So I would say how about Putnam?
No, they've won once.
Well, so let's move on to the obscure ECC teams, like Woodstock Academy.
Never won.
Well, that really, we're getting smaller and smaller. How about Plainfield?
No.
Well, that brings us to the most obscure. Give yourself 25 points, folks, if you even knew that Turtle-Lot was a member of the ECC conference.
Not only that, won 4 state championships, 3 in a row during one stretch back in the early days of the tournament. But there's a basketball tradition at Turtle-Lot that people probably just aren't aware of, but
That's
it certainly is there.
I know that people think of the ECC and they think of teams like this, but there you are. A team like Turtle-Lot with a great basketball tradition is a great trivia question answer. They have won the second most state championships of the ECC schools. I promise you, nobody knows the answer to that except Chop Parker.
Chop Parker, and I'm sure the people at Turtle-Lot
That's right.
who know that. I'm sure Debbie, their athletic director, certainly knows that too. But interesting kind of a sidebar. Well, we're ready for the starting lineups, Case. Why don't you tell us about Norwich Free Academy and how they're going to open up?
Well, of course, you mentioned before that they're led by the junior point guard, Ramel Williams. Williams, of course, tonight will be the one trying to handle all of that pressure that New London's going to put forth. The most important player perhaps for them, the leader of the team, Marcus Outlow, the great guard, 5'11". Also, Ryer Caruso, another guard. He's a senior. He's an outside player, also a very good defender. The aforementioned Ryan Lusk, the big senior, 6'4". He plays down low and forward. And then one of my favorite names in the ECC conference, I thought it was Ibo.
It's Ebo.
But it's Ebo Rivera. So earlier on this year, we saw Ebo, and he is another big body, a 6'3" junior for NFA.
We'll see that starting five. We'll certainly see a lot of Denzel Lancaster as well. We'll see a lot of Keith Robinson as the game goes on. Whalers counter with a young and inexperienced team, but they're here in the finals. Let's talk about them a little bit.
Well, I mean, everyone's going to start with, of course, their great leader and senior, Keith Porter, taking over the leadership role, the scoring, all of the responsibility after Chris Dunn, the great New London All-American, left to go to continue his career at Providence College. But we're going to see a new face in the starting lineup, and that is the sophomore, or as the great Mickey Amante would say, sophomore, point guard, DeAndre Bruton.
Bruton, yeah.
He is a young kid, but he's exciting. He's left-handed. Something about the left-handers is always fun to watch. They're also going to...
Threw in a confident 27 last night.
27 points is a lot of points in a high school basketball game. Now, the big man for New London is the junior center, Devonta Robinson, and he is the one that hit the game-winning shot in the last game, and he is going to have the unenviable task of playing Lancaster down low. Also for New London, it looks like they're going to start Colin Sawyer, the 6'1" forward. And I actually am looking to see who the last starter for New London is. Is it going to be Seth Lake?
I'm told it's going to be Seth Lake, yeah.
Because New London does operate with a different five, but those are the guys that are going to be coming out for New London. And it really, the two things I'll be curious about with the Whalers is who's going to be the second scorer tonight. And with not a lot of size, how are they going to defend that presence of Lancaster and some of the other big bodies that NFA has?
I love Sawyer's game. You can, I said last night, coach's kids written all over him. You can tell. His father, Scott, of course, one of the great college players and a terrific local attorney. But you can tell he just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Can shoot the basketball. When he gets a little more experience, I think he's going to be a fine player, especially as he grows into his role. Just a sophomore now, but there's a lot riding on his performance tonight.
Well, we all know that coaches' kids make the best players in general. And for those of you that have been sending me messages, no, we did not intentionally both wear purple tonight. But great minds think alike, and of course, those of us with fashion. I know you're wearing purple in honor of your alma mater.
I am.
I would imagine. I'm wearing purple because it's the color of royalty.
That's why I'm wearing it. We try to pick neutral colors tonight. I mean, Neil Curlin's been a friend for a long time. Gary McElwick is one of my dear friends. Even though both of us are former Whaler coaches, we want to at least give the impression of impartiality tonight. So there was no green, no gold, no red, no white. This was the best we could do.
Considering my high school colors were green and gold and my college colors were red and white, I was really running out of things to wear. So, well, we are very close now here as we are just waiting on the New London High School starting lineup. And, of course, we're going to get ready to tip this thing off very shortly. The crowd getting much more electric. You can hear the noise starting to pick up as the Whalers are being announced. There's Seth Lake.
Should mention, by the way, good officiating crew for this one. Tony Gelati is one of the officials, along with Tony Nacito and Greg Keith, who did last night's ball game.
Greg Keith, of course, back when I first started watching ECC basketball.
By the way, Here's what you got tonight. You've got one official who went to school at NFA, one official who went to school at New London High School, and a third official who went to Waterford. He's going to have to negotiate everything. I'm going to tell you this: those are three good guys. They could go to anyone's school. They're going to be good. They're going to be good. You can't ask for better. You can't be asked for better than to have guys like that you trust to do a ball game like that, a big ball game.
Having been around these types of games in all environments, including running them, you know how important a veteran officiating crew can really, really make these things.
Take charge crew. You're absolutely right. Okay, New London breaks the huddle, and we're going to ask you to honor our national anthem. Okay, we're almost ready to go with this one here, Case. And when we say packed house, we aren't kidding. No exaggerations. We're in a totally packed house. Very few seats left to be had as they have crammed them in here at St. Bernard's High School. St. Bernard's has done a nice job in hosting these ECCs. I have to admit, even in spite of the incident the other night with the wet court, they were doing their best all along the way to, as we say hello to Nardi Drayton, former New London High School athlete who still follows the Whalers closely. St. Bernard's done a nice job. Want to congratulate them.
You know, it's funny. Throughout America right now, there are high schools everywhere doing this type of thing, and it never ceases to amaze me how I get excited and energized by a really good high school. To see a community come out for a high school basketball game like this, all across the country they're doing this right now, and it is fun. It
is a very American scene, no question about it. All right, Whalers in their home white uniforms with the green and gold trim. NFA counters with their traditional red uniforms, red uniforms with the white piping and white numbers. You're going to go back in history. NFA used to have uniforms that had white stripes, white horizontal stripes all the way up and down the uniform. Nobody knew why. The reason was Mo Howard, who was the big star, was colorblind. And they bought circular red uniforms with white circular stripes on them. All right, Keith Porter will jump against Ivo Rivera. Tap is out of bounds. It'll go to the Wildcats, I believe. Yeah, Porter got the tap, but tapped it out of bounds.
First possession will be NFA, and it'll be very curious to see how New London comes out defensively.
Interesting matchup right now. It looks like Bruton's going to guard Outlaw, and that is a physical mismatch in terms of strength. All right, here comes Williams. Left side Outlaw to Caruso. Outlaw goes inside. Interior pass goes out of bounds, and the first turnover of the game will give the ball to the Whalers.
Great job that time by Seth Lake, sliding over weak side, defensive help. Outlaw ran into him, threw the ball away.
And it's a man-to-man. Floater in the lane for rebound taken by Robinson. He can't score. Little floater by Bruton, did not catch anything, but Robinson nearly had the putback. Here comes Outlaw the other way. 3-point jump. He got it. 3-0 Wildcats. 7:23 remains first quarter.
Good start that time for Outlaw. Off to a quick start.
There's Porter in the lane to Lake for the side jump. He got it. Three-pointer ties it at 3, 7:08 remaining. That's big for a young sophomore to hit his first three-pointer case.
Yeah, Lake had a big game in the first one, starting off well here.
Lusk cuts to the basket, gets the feed from Outlaw and scores. 5-3 Wildcats. High screen, here goes Bruton down the lane. In the lane, lays it up and in. Good penetration by Deontay Bruton. Ties the score at 5, 6:40 remains first quarter.
Very confident Bruton is going to the basket. That was an impressive drive that time. New London looks like they're going to try to take it to the basket every chance they get.
Jump double there on Rivera. They trap him in the corner, and he calls the timeout. Nice job by Lake and Robinson to trap Rivera in the corner. He forced the timeout call, 22nd timeout, so we'll keep it right here. 5-5 ball game, 6:28 remains first quarter.
Early impressions, it's imperative for New London that Seth Lake make three-pointers. If he does, it gives them a dimension that makes them very difficult. And Bruton's driving to the basket with such, confidence. And on the other side of things, if Outlaw can hit outside shots, it makes him impossible to guard because he can get by you, he can get physical. So far, everything both sides would want offensively.
Well, Outlaw eventually is going to go to the rack, try to get inside. He'll score inside. He'll pick up garbage points just because he's so athletic and quick and strong. I mean, really, just stronger than anybody out there. But you're absolutely right about the other side. Lake hits the first three-pointer. That's a big one for the Whalers. All right, Wildcats inbound. Caruso tries to get it into Outlaw, can't. Gets it back now. Tries to get it inside, steps on the line, turnover.
Yeah, that time Porter stepped out with a little bit of pressure, forcing the turnover. New London extending pressure here in the early going.
Again, here come the Whalers against the Wildcat man-to-man. Bruton, left side Sawyer. Nothing there, he gives to Porter. Porter streaks down the lane, stops, pull-up jumper, got it. Nice jump stop by Keith Porter to get the 7-5 lead for the Whalers with 6 minutes remaining.
Both teams shooting the ball very well here in the early going.
Here's Ramel Williams to Rivera. They swallow him up in the corner again. Cross court to Caruso. Side jump, Lusk. No good. Rebound, Sawyer. Sawyer gives to Bruton. Bruton comes the other way, behind the back. Comes out of traffic and now resets it. Here's Bruton in the lane. Inside, he tried to get it to Robinson, could not. Stolen by Bruton, and he'll reset the offense. Had a good look for Robinson. Did get a high screen now. Here's Lake again. On top to Porter. Porter against Caruso. And Porter draws the foul. I don't think Caruso can handle Keith Porter in a man-to-man situation.
No, it's a difficult assignment as it is, but Porter loves to drive to the lane. He loves that spin move to go to the offhand. That time he did, drawing the foul, but that's going to be a difficult assignment.
I'm a little surprised that the Wildcats have decided to play man-to-man, having had such success with their zone last night. But I don't think Neal really likes that defense. He's always been a man-to-man coach. Porter dips and shoots and scores, giving the Whalers a 3-point lead, 8-5, with 5:21 remaining. Here, first quarter, championship action of the Eastern Connecticut Conference boys basketball tournament. Porter rattles around and misses the second rebound. Lusk. Williams against the Whaler man-to-man. Comes off the high screen by Lusk, now goes left down the lane. Gives to Caruso, who can't go. Tries to get it inside, ball stolen there by Porter. Ball was tapped away by Robinson, but Porter with a steal. Bruton with a long three-pointer, no good, and the ball will go out of bounds. A little bit of a force there by Deontay Bruton.
Yeah, not the best shot by Bruton that time. New London really being aggressive on the defensive end as far as trying to create turnovers, and we have our first substitution of the game. Denzel Lancaster checking into the ball game, and he replaces Ibo Rivera.
I didn't think he'd be out late. Here's another steal this time as ball goes to Porter. Porter comes the length of the court, goes down the lane, can't score, ball stolen by Williams. Lost the handle, did Porter. Turned it over. Here comes Williams the other way, and he wants to hold it up. I'm not sure the Whalers lost their assignments there. There's another steal by Bruton. He comes out of the pack, 4-on-2. Gives to Sawyer, who lays it up and in, and he got the foul. What a pass by Bruton.
You called him Kenny Anderson, and I'll tell you what, that is a major league point guard look right there. not only giving it to him, but giving it to him in stride in a position for him to score, and he did and draws the foul.
We saw Sawyer do that last night again, finish on the break on a three-point play. He knows he had the angle, kept the player on his hip and scored. 10-5 Whalers with 4:26 remaining. Caruso will come out of the ball game and Keith Robinson will come in.
And 4 different Whalers have scored so far. 4 of the original starting 5 have scored baskets for New London.
Here's Sawyer trying to complete the three-point play. Dips and shoots. Swish. 11-5 Whalers, 4:26 remains. They're in 2-2-1 pressure now. They press Williams in the backcourt. Gets it back to Outlaw, who comes into the front court now. He's double-teamed. Williams down the lane with a, nice pass to Lancaster, who lays it in off the glass. Good penetration and dish by Ramel Williams. Outlaw now guarding Porter, by the way. That makes a little more sense from the Wildcat perspective. And they're going to go at it apparently. This is a good athletic matchup. Porter in the lane, short jumper, no good. Rebound is tied up inside. Arrow will go to the Whalers.
Heads up play by Robinson in that time. That's just a hustle rebound, getting in there and tying up Lancaster.
Sawyer side jump, swish. Three-pointer by Colin Sawyer gives the Whalers a 14-7 lead. Here's Outlaw now the other way. Williams down the lane, floater, no good. Rebound Porter. He comes out of the pack. 3-on-2. He goes down the lane. His Outlaw spins. Right-hander is off the glass and good.
Said before that Porter likes to spin to the basket when he's driving with the basketball. There it was again. Second time he's drawn that foul.
And Neil Curlin will get a quick timeout before this one gets away from him. 16-7 Whalers. 3:26 remaining. We've seen Keith Porter just simply gobble up the man-to-man, but maybe more importantly, we've seen now Sawyer and Lake both hit perimeter jumpers. That could be really a key for the Whalers.
Well, all you have to know is that Porter has 5, Bruton has a basket, Sawyer has 6, Lake has a 3. That's 4 different scorers for New London. And right now, Porter's getting to the basket, Lake and Sawyer hitting their outside shots.
We noticed on the last possession, Outlaw was given the assignment of guarding Porter. Caruso really was having trouble handling him at all. But it looks like, I think man-to-man is just what Keith Porter could have ordered. He looked very uncomfortable against the zone last night. Looks much more comfortable in this circumstance.
Well, you can't guard Porter in transition. When he's out leading a break off of a turnover or a rebound from the defensive end, you can't guard him in the open court like that. Outlaw did a nice job when they were in the half-court set of guarding him. Porter got a decent look but missed the shot. So right now, if I'm NFA, I gotta either stop pressure and can't turn the ball over because you can't stop New London in transition.
16-7 Whalers. Porter with a chance to get a double-digit lead. Porter dips, shoots, back irons it. Rebound taken by Sawyer, ball knocked out of bounds by Sawyer, and the Wildcats will get the basketball. I thought that actually went the other way, but Greg Keith differs, and his opinion counts. All right, there's Lancaster with the basketball. In the backcourt, there's a double team. They give it ahead to Lancaster. The left-hander down the lane. Cannot score. Block. Block called on Colin Sawyer, and Denzel Lancaster will go to the line to shoot a pair.
That was a nice athletic move by Lancaster, and Sawyer, the coach's son, tried to play both ends of it and step in, but he really was in no man's land that time with Lancaster coming with a full head of steam.
Lancaster will shoot a pair. The southpaw dips and shoots and gets it. 16-8. Wildcats trailed by 8 with 3:14 remaining first quarter. 16-9. Whalers by 7. Here's Deontay Bruton. Bruton now comes right. Doesn't have comes off the high screen now left. Nothing there, gives to Sawyer. Sawyer back on top now. Gives to Bruton. Here's Bruton baseline. Little floater by Bruton is no good. Rebound Outlaw. He comes racing out of the pack the other way. Ball goes to Robinson, who's on the floor. Ball stolen by Porter. Porter back to Lake now. Porter against Outlaw on the perimeter. Looking for the high screen from Robinson. Comes off the high screen. Ball slapped away now, recovered by Porter. He gives to Bruton. Bruton inside to Devonta Robinson. He spins in the lane. Up and under move is no good. No call. I think everybody anticipated the foul. There was no call. Here comes Outlaw the other way against Bruton. Down the lane. The right-hander is no good. Rebound, strong rebound by Porter. Rips it out and comes out of the pack. Down the lane. Little short jumper inside, and he scores.
Porter, very difficult. Very tough to stop when Porter in the open court.
18-9 Whalers. 1:54 remains. First quarter. Williams gets it past Lake. His ball in the lane of Outlaw. He spins. Can't score. Rebound Porter. He comes out of the pack again. Here's Porter down the lane to Sawyer. Side jump. No good. Rebound taken by Lusk. That would have been a big hoop for the Whalers there. Williams gives to Outlaw. He comes down the lane. Blocked by Porter, and the foul is called.
And you can hear the crowd not happy. I think Porter, but he got him with a body that time. Fast-paced action, ball going teams going in both directions. And if you want to stop pressure, NFA has got to stop the ball because New London in the open court is just absolutely killing him right now. Porter's getting rebounds and going coast to coast.
18-9 Whalers. Outlaw with a pair. He gets the first to get the Academy into double figures at 18-10. Marcus Outlaw with another. Dips, shoots, back irons it. Rebound by Porter. Goes high to collect it. Gives to Bruton. Here comes Deontay Bruton. Goes down the lane, he's fouled by Williams. He is quick, by the way, with the basketball. A lot of guys are quick without it. He's quick with it.
And as a sophomore, we're seeing that he's got half of the game. He's got the penetration ability anytime he wants. As he gets a little stronger, he'll develop the finishing ability because sometimes once he gets inside, he's a little bit overmatched size-wise, but he's got the quickness to beat anybody.
Like that. Down the lane, tries to give off, can't. Here comes Williams the other way. Gives it to left-hand shot there is taken by Williams in the lane on the scramble. Outlaw, long jumper, no good. Rebound by Lancaster, inside to Lusk, he's fouled by Robinson. Good look by Lancaster inside off the long rebound.
Yeah, just a lot of hustle that time by NFA. Anytime you get offensive rebounds on long jump shots like that, it's really just headiness and hustle, and that's what that was. And then that time Robinson just mugged him.
Here's Lake against Lusk. Now Williams got it by Bruton. Bruton to Robinson. Robinson on top now, can't go. Gives back to Williams. Williams doubled at the backcourt line, almost the backcourt. Ball goes to Lancaster to Williams. Williams to Lusk, right side, Lancaster side jump. Catches nothing, and Sawyer grabs the basketball.
Very uncomfortable set that time. New London pressure really disrupted that set by NFA.
New London now looking for perhaps one shot with 24 seconds remaining.
Parker typically likes to hold for the last shot, take some air out of it at this point.
.13 seconds remains. Lake to Robinson now, to Sawyer. Sawyer down the lane to Lake. Lake, long three-pointer. Oh, rattles around, no good. In again, out again, Finnegan in the words of Les Kiter. 1 quarter of action in the play. Whalers hold an 18-10 lead over the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. We'll be right back after this message.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in Eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
And we're back here after a quarter of play at St. Bernard's High School in the ECC Boys Basketball Championship game. The London Whalers hold an 18-10 lead over the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. Jim O'Neill here along with Casey O'Neill as the day brings you the complete coverage of the Eastern Connecticut Conference basketball tournaments this year. It's been a great public service the day has provided. I know a lot of people have really enjoyed it, and we've managed to not screw it up apparently. So, all right, Outlaw with the basketball, drives hard in the lane, throws up the right hander off the lane and gets it. Porter with a baffled look on his face. He didn't act like as if he didn't know who he was covering there. So 6-point lead for the Whalers with 15 seconds gone in the second quarter.
Outlaw leads NFA with 6.
Outlaw guarding Porter now. Porter comes off the high screen, dribbles left in the lane, lays it up and in. Just elevated, laid it off the glass. Nice move by Keith Porter. 2012, 7:22 remaining. Wildcats trail by 8. Here's Ramel Williams down the lane. Right-hander is no good. Rebound taken up by Strong. Great rebound by Sawyer. Sawyer gets it ahead to Bruton. Bruton now comes out of the pack 3-on-2. He goes down the lane, throws it up, and no good, but draws the foul.
Bruton is just so quick with the basketball.
Quick to the hoop. Yes, sir, he sure is.
And that time he was looking to try to get it to Porter. I thought you were going to see the alley-oop there because they've run that a few times, but Bruton held on to it wisely and is going to go to the line.
Bruton, I think, is going to... We got Sam Miranda checking into the basketball game. We'll see who he comes in for. Bruton will shoot a pair here. 20-12. Whalers by 8. Bruton dips and shoots and gets it. Miranda replaces Lake for the Whalers, who own a 9-point lead with 7:05 remaining in the half.
Lake, who's given them a very good 9 minutes of basketball.
Bruton dips, shoots, scores. 10-point Whaler lead, 7:05 remains. And here comes Nick Barner into the ball game. He'll give Devonta Robinson some rest. Barner had a nice ball game on the boards last game. He's not going to score much for you, but he did a real nice rebounding against a taller Woodstock team. So
a lot of length with Barner.
Here's Williams against Bruton. Williams tries to penetrate, does, comes down the lane, kicks back out to Lancaster. Lancaster in the lane, throws up the left-hander, can't get it, but he's fouled.
See who that foul's on. If it's on Porter, it's going to be his second.
It was on Porter, and that is his second. That's why dribble penetration is so important to stop, because if you don't, it's the guy who picks up the foul is the guy who has to pick up the penetrator. Lancaster back irons the first one. You can get your big men in a lot of trouble by not stopping dribble penetration. Lancaster's second also back irons it. Rebound swallowed up by Lancaster. Gives it to Outlaw, to Williams. Williams to Robinson. Robinson can't go. Back to Williams. Williams streaks down the lane, tries to lay it off to Lusk and does. Lusk converts the nice penetration by Williams, and again, that's dribble penetration setting it all up.
And you really can't leave Williams. He hasn't shown any real indication that he can score.
And the Whalers will get a timeout here with an 8-point lead, 6:24 remaining. And the question I have is, what do you need to pressure Ramel Williams at the top of the circle for? He's not going to score on you.
I understand what New London's trying to do because they're really just trying to put pressure and disrupt NFA in the half court. So far, NFA has struggled all year to score out of a half court set. But if you're going to pressure that way, then it has to come in cooperation with the idea that you're not going to come to Williams. You have seen him throw up 3 or 4 shots in the lane. He's not a scorer. He's always going to be looking to dish off to Lusk or Lancaster. Sag off on them, make Williams score.
But the point that I'm making here is that once he beats the man on top, if he beats the man on top, there's no pickup. There's no weak side. He's literally deep in the lane before you can make a reaction. You don't want to really pressure the ball handler, a good ball handler, that high. Too much room for him to operate.
Pressure for pressure's sake, I think.
All right, here's Bruton, guarded by Williams. Comes left, can't go. Comes right now. Swallowed up there, Porter with the basketball. Porter comes left off the screen, side jump, got it. Three-pointer by Keith Porter gives the Whalers an 11-point lead.
And that's 12 for Porter now. Oh, they're calling that a 2?
Well, I saw the hands go up. Apparently it's a 2.
So Porter leads New London with 11.
Okay, 24-14 is the call. 10-point lead, 5:54 first half. Here's Outlaw. Williams on top. Whalers in sort of a scrambling defense now. Just trying to double the ball whenever they can. Here's Outlaw. Side to Robinson. Gives inside to Lusk, who travels. Now that's what you pick the tempo up. And if Norwich is not comfortable playing at that tempo, they were just sort of doubling the ball on every opportunity there. All right, here's Sam Miranda now. Gives to Porter up high, looks for the high screen, can't get it. Drives left now, Bruton, long three-pointer, no good. Ramel Williams with the rebound. Comes the other way, quickly down the lane, and for whatever reason, no travel. Porter with a rebound goes to Bruton. Bruton gets the call from Tony Gelati as Denzel Lancaster blocked his way along the sideline.
And this game is dangerously close to getting pretty sloppy. Both teams right now are relying on sort of a scattered defense to try to put pressure, and it's getting a little bit sloppy right now.
Well, Williams, I thought, traveled in the last possession, but all right, this is Bruton. High screen again. Comes to Miranda. Miranda can't go. Gives to Porter. Porter spins in the lane. Short jumper, no good. Rebound taken inside by Barner, and he scores. Nick Barner with the putback gives the Whalers a 12-point lead, 4:44 remaining.
Headsy play by Barner, just knowing where the ball was.
There's the double team again. This goes to Robinson. This time he goes baseline. Foul called on Barner. Neither team in the bonus right now.
I think you're right. I think New London is just trying to harass things into some form of chaos. But if NFA is able to break that with some dribble penetration, they've had a lot of success.
26-14, 4:34 remains. Whalers with a 12-point lead. Ball comes into Marcus Outlaw. It's to Robinson, to Lusk, ball knocked away. Outlaw retrieves. Whalers are actually a little bit of a 1-3-1 half court. That's what they're in right now. Down low, but not extended, which is a diagonal pass to Outlaw for the three-point jumper. No good. Rebound taken by Porter. Porter looking for the high screen again. Can't get it. Barner again up top. Nice hedge by NFA. Miranda comes left on the lane, now goes right. Gives inside to Barner, who lays it up and cannot get it. Will come the other way. Here comes Outlaw. Right down the lane, gives to Lusk. Lusk off the board, no good. Outlaw on the follow.
Little run by NFA now.
26-16, 10-point lead. Here comes Bruton. Bruton inside to Barner. Oh my word, no call there. Boy, well, you saw it. That ball was taken off the basket.
I don't know what was better, the look by Bruton or the block, if you will, by Lancaster.
Well, I don't know if that was much of a block. It was much more of a goaltend, I thought. Here's Outlaw. Penetrates that zone, runs into the lane, throws it up and gets it. Looked for the contact, got it, scored.
I think you're going to see this moving forward here. I think you're going to see Outlaw trying to get to the foul line repeatedly. It's what he does best. And if you're going to edge your way back into a ball game, that's a good way of doing it. Chip away.
Ibo Rivera replaces Ryan Lusk for the Wildcats.
Outlaw leads NFA with 10. Porter leads the Whalers with 11.
Devonta Robinson checks back in, replacing Nick Barner. Outlaw will try to complete the three-point play. He dips, he shoots. back irons it, rattles around. Porter with the rebound. Whalers retain the 8-point lead. 3 minutes straight up remaining in the half. Here's Miranda. Looking for the screen and roll, couldn't get it. Now Porter down the lane, lays it up and in off the glass. Good flash to the basket by Keith Porter. He is a quintessential slasher, and that's really his game right there. Here's Outlaw trying to split the zone, can't. Williams does. Ball is tied up, and the arrow will go to the Whalers. Nice play by Sam Miranda to tie up Williams.
Seth Lake checking back into the ball game, replacing
Sam Miranda.
Miranda, who just tied up the basketball. Lake got a long breather, was out for most of the second quarter after a very productive first quarter.
All right, here's Bruton against Robinson. Comes left to Lake. Lake comes right around the pick. Can't go, gives to Sawyer on the weave. Sawyer, jump shot, no good. Strong rebound in the lane by Rivera. Here comes Ramel Williams. Gives to Outlaw. Outlaw tries to go left baseline, does. Pull up jumper, no good. Rebound, foul called. Keith Porter got the good rebound, but he was fouled from behind. Good call, I thought, there by Tony Gelati.
Going to put Porter at the line as New London is in the bonus.
Lusk will come back in. That foul might have been on Lancaster, by the way.
Porter having to take on rebounding responsibilities much more than he ever has in his New London career. He's been used to playing out on the wing and being a slasher, as you said, offensively. But on the defensive end, he's got to play down low. He is their primary rebounder.
Rattles around the first one and can't score.
That's his third missed foul shot tonight. Porter struggling from the line.
He had a few last night that were a struggle. Here's Outlaw on top to Rivera. Williams to Outlaw. Nice block there. Porter comes out with the ball himself against Outlaw. Goes strong down the lane, spins, left-handed layup, no good. Rebound, Lake throws up the side jumper and gets it. Opportunity offense for Seth Lake as he hits the 10-foot baseliner, giving the Whalers a 12-point lead with 1:16 remaining in the half. Whalers still in that 1-3-1 where they'll double the ball. Porter playing the baseline on it, so to speak, running the baseline. Here's Williams, gives side to Ibo Rivera. Jumper is no good. Rebound taken by Keith Robinson. He throws up a jumper and it's no good. Strong rebound by Rivera. He can't get it. Another strong rebound. Ball in the lane, and the foul is called.
Frustration foul that time by Robinson after multiple offensive rebounds by the Wildcats.
Ibo Rivera was not to be denied there. And Nick Barner will replace Devonta Robinson.
We talked about New London being undersized, Porter being the primary rebounder as a 6'3" guard basically, and that time they really struggled there to get a rebound.
Rivera shoots the first, no good. Rebound lost, stolen inside by Varner. Gives to Bruton. Bruton comes the other way, holds it up now.
See if New London wants to try to milk this.
And he's going to hold it out. Yeah, Chop's going to hold it out. Gets to Lake. They'll go into their weave, which is what they use.
We've seen this a few times.
Yeah. 30 seconds remains. Lake up high. Gives to Bruton. This gives Porter a little bit of rest too, which I think is a good thing. Here, Bruton holding on. 17 seconds. There's no sense for him to eat. Smart. Very, very smart. Young man, very clever. No sense in doing anything silly here until it's time to go. All right, it's 8 seconds now. Here comes Bruton, and he throws it away after just, well, so much for compliments.
Two sides of a sophomore coin.
Yeah. He had the right idea. Held it out to wait the key opportune time. Try to give NFA not much. The smart move here is to watch out for the give and go with Outlaw off the inbounds.
Smarter move would be to have Porter out of the game.
There it is, the give and go. Outlaw, oh! Outlaw went up for the jumper, got fouled at the buzzer.
Yeah, Barner picks up the foul, and they're going to let Outlaw shoot two. That's going to end the half.
By the way, just what we were talking about, watch out for the give and go off the inbounds. Who are they going to give the ball to? I mean, clearly.
Outlaw already leads NFA with 10, with a chance to cut into the lead and increase his point total for the Wildcats.
Well, he got a chance to get it to a 10-point lead at half. He's got a pair here. Dips, shoots, back irons it.
We've seen some struggles on both sides by good scorers at the line.
Yep, we sure have. No time on the clock here. This really is halftime.
But the officials wisely on top of it.
All right, the Outlaw will shoot a second. Marcus dips, shoots, and rattles it home. 30-19 is the halftime score. Whalers with an 11-point lead after a half of play here in the Eastern Connecticut basketball final. We're going to be back with halftime talk right after we come back from this timeout.
I'm a girl who loves the ocean. I'm a girl who needs the open.
And it's a pretty day. The smile is on its way. Whatever you do makes me feel so good.
The thoughts of your hands can touch all of the grooves in my spine.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in Eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single-base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
And we're back here at St. Bernard's High School. We're at halftime. The New London Whalers hold a 30-19 lead over the NFA Wildcats in the championship game of the 2013 ECC basketball tournament. Jim O'Neill along here with primogenitor Casey O'Neill. Case, you know, one of the things I wanted to ask you about, by the way, you're a man of many diverse interests. You got a lot coming up. I know we're both trying to get on the Lee Elsie show. I know that's hard to do. We're not. I don't think we're probably famous enough yet to do that. He has big-time guests. But you've got some stuff going on yourself with the day.
I do. The day is branching out, as you people are aware of, and their own original content. For those of you that have been watching the live lunch break with some great musical acts, to us here with basketball, that amazing football game that was done this year with New London.
That was
and
quite an
Ledger.
accomplishment, wasn't it? That was really something.
It really was, and behind the scenes, it was an amazing effort by so many people bringing you high school football in a way that no one has seen it before. The day really trying to branch out into their own original content, and with that in mind, the day is sponsoring Kidsploration, which is a 30-minute live kid show featuring local and now nationally acclaimed children's music artist Steve Elsie and Friends. Kidsploration is a 30-minute interactive children's web television show that you'll be able to catch in April on theday.com. And it takes kids on magical journeys with Steve Elsie and Friends to a lot of great area things like the Mystic Aquarium and the Roger Williams Zoo and the Seaport, and they discover some of the great things that happen there, learn a lot, and then there's also the music of Steve Elsie and Friends, and a lot of fun that goes on between Steve, Michelle, and me. I really think it's going to be great. The day has been fantastic. For those of you that are on Facebook, you can go look Kidsploration up and check us out on Facebook, and pretty soon, Kidsploration, well, actually, you can go there now, kidsploration.org. Kidsploration.org, you can sign your kids up to be part of the Kidsploration Club. And in addition to getting all kinds of deals from great local businesses and being made aware of the Kidsploration Club, You can go on an interactive website pretty soon and check out photos and videos. And then the big thing is on April 14th at the Guard Theatre in New London, the great theater, the Guard, will be the red carpet gala premiere of Kidsploration. And if you're a club member, you get to come walk the red carpet and see the premiere episode.
Now they're expecting a full house for that.
They are going, if you are not a Kidsploration club member, you are not going to get in that day. They're going to fill that 1,200 seat up.
This thing has really taken off. The field of edutainment, as we say hello to both to Jessica Gatewood and Tanya Hodge, but it has really taken off. The whole issue of edutainment is a real alternative for parents who want to see younger children. When I say younger children, certainly that tweener set, not be exposed to kind of the popular culture, but more of a healthy, environmentally sound, racially sensitive kind of approach to music.
Yeah, we say we're from toddlers to teens because a lot of parents out there, the real children's music, the old Wiggles, if you were, a lot of parents really feel like their children outgrow that pretty fast, and when they're 6, 7 years old, that children's music, I know a lot of parents out there are thinking they want to, poke their eyeballs out at the idea of children's music, but they're not ready for their kids to go to the Jonas Brothers and the One Directions and the old, the music that is a little more adult. The content's too adult for their kids, and they say, how can my kid learn and at the same time enjoy the music? Well, Steve Elsey and Friends is rock and roll music for kids, a really diverse, guaranteed toe-tapping music, and the biggest compliment we get are parents saying, I listen to this even when the kids aren't around. I mean, these are great musical songs, but again, touching on bullying and racial diversity, all the way down to things as simple as vowels or grammar. And sometimes it's just fun to blow the train whistle or go to the zoo. I mean, it's a lot of different kinds of lessons.
Well, I'm so happy for you. It's gotten a really big play. Steve Elsey, very talented artist in his own right, and he's really led a troupe that has really caught on. And I've seen the show a number of times. I'm just, I couldn't be more thrilled. I urge every parent who's concerned about the appropriate development of their children to give this a look, because it fits right into whatever kind of developmental schedule you have for your children. We're here at halftime, by the way, of a basketball game. 4:09 left in the half. Here, halftime show. 30-19, the Whalers of New London on top of the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. Let's take a look at some of the halftime stats. Case, what do you got for us?
Well, NFA trailing here 30-19, being led, of course, by Marcus Outlow. And we saw in the beginning that we thought New London might have some issues with a second score. It's actually been NFA because Ryan Lusk and Denzel Lancaster have 4 points apiece. But outside of that, it's really just been Marcus Outlow's 11 and the NFA Wildcats struggling to score. Those are the only 3 players that have scored for the Wildcats. For New London, of course, Keith Porter leads the way with 13 points. But they haven't received that additional scoring that they were concerned about, with Bruton with 4 and Sawyer with 6 and Seth Lake with 5. And then, of course, Nick Barner, who rarely scores, a putback basket for 2. So that is 5 different players having scored for New London. And they're seeing some offense from places that typically they don't see it. We knew right off the bat when Lake and Sawyer hit early threes that they were involved in the game, and that's sort of been the trend.
I think it's a little late because that ship has sailed, but I'm a little surprised. I thought Neil Curlin might say, you know what, we looked pretty good in that zone last night, and I just don't see Keith Porter being comfortable against that zone.
The thing about the
we just got a word from our crack producer, Peter Whoppy, that this building literally is sold out. They have a turn-away crowd. They turned away a rather substantial group outside, so that's nice to see.
Day photographer
nice
Sean Elliott was actually turned away at the door and had to get permission from the fire marshal to come in.
Wow, so they are even turning away the media members. I think probably the head coaches Curlin and Parker would be very excited to know that there are media members not being allowed into the building right now.
What do you think NFA has to do to get back in this ball game?
See, I actually think that NFA, when they can get New London into a half-court set, has done a pretty good job defending them in the half-court. Once they took away New London trying to run off the high screen, New London has really struggled on the offensive end. The problem for NFA has been the turnovers, that they are turning the ball over so often on the offensive end, and New London scoring so many points in transition. So if I were NFA, I would pressure the ball immediately to stop transition. And then I think your idea about a zone, I think it's a great idea. I think I would go into the zone and make New London score in the half court. If NFA
I'll tell you this.
score in the half court.
I just don't think Chop's going to play against the zone. No.
He'll pull the ball out.
That's why I say I think the ship has sailed. If the game remains at this differential, no zone is going to. New London's not going to play against any zone. They'll pull the ball out and make you play man-to-man.
If that's the case, then I go with point one, which is absolutely stop the ball. As soon as you either turn it over or defensive rebound, you got to stop the ball. You got to pressure the ball. Transition's been killing them.
From the Whalers' point of view, I know it's easy to say, well, do the same stuff, but what do they have to do to improve on their performance for the second half?
Number one thing they have to do is not let Keith Porter pick up his third foul. He has two. If he gets three, he may have to go to the bench, and certainly he doesn't want to play with three. He is too important for everything. They got to keep him out of foul trouble. I think the number one thing for New London in the second half is to continue to pressure the ball on the defensive end, but offensively, they have found something that works really well for them, which is Bruton and Porter getting to the basket and dishing to the wings.
Okay, 30-19, Whalers by 11 as we get ready to start the second half. We'll be back for second half action right after this.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our number one goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in Eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single-base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
Okay, Jim O'Neill here with Casey O'Neill as we're about to start second half action here at St. Bernard's High School, a sold-out St. Bernard's Gymnasium, the scene of the Eastern Connecticut boys basketball final. New London Whalers on top of arch rival NFA, 30-19 with as we start the second half here.
We see New London coming out with the same starting five: Bruton, Lake, Sawyer, Porter, and Robinson. And I really did like the work of Colin Sawyer in the first half. He does a lot of little things defensively and on the offensive end. I think he's a real important player for New London here in the second half. Looks like NFA is going to open. The only change for them is starter Ebo Rivera starts on the bench and Denzel Lancaster starts, but you also have Lusk, Williams, Outlaw, and Caruso.
We'll be interested to see who draws the assignment of guarding Porter in the half court. I'm going to guess it's going to be Outlaw because when Caruso was in there and he just really couldn't handle him.
Of course, that brings the issue of Outlaw, who you're going to need offensively, having to defend their best offensive player. A lot of interesting things. I think the first 2 minutes here of this half will really show us something.
Tony Nacito with the basketball right in front of us here, ready to hand off to Ryan Caruso, letting the crowd sort of settle down and get to their seats. All right, here we go. All right, inbounds. Ramel Williams against the Whalers, 1-3-1. So Outlaw at the top of the lane, goes in, and the foul is called.
I think they're going to get that one on Robinson. It is on Robinson.
Yeah, it's on Devonta Robinson. I thought it was on Porter there for a minute. Porter with the clean block, I thought. Outlaw will shoot a pair.
And what you see there is how NFA is going to attack the 1-3-1. Yeah. Put Outlaw on the high post, get him the ball, and he's going to attack the basket. I think you're going to see that a lot.
Yeah, that might be the halftime adjustment. He can certainly attack from the foul line. We'll see if the Whalers sag in a little bit to take the ball away from him. Outlaw shoots the first of a pair and gets it. Pulls the Cads to within 10. Outlaw sticks the second, pulls the Academy to within 9. Thank you very much. All right, this is Keith Porter. And Outlaw has drawn the assignment. To Lake. Lake gets back to Bruton. That's a very dangerous pass. Bruton right into the lane. Floater in the lane, can't get it. Strong rebound, Lancaster. Williams comes the other way. To Caruso. Caruso back on top to Williams, who'll set the offense. Caruso looks, cannot score, gives high post to Outlaw. Side jump, Lusk gets nothing but air, and Colin Sawyer picks up the basketball. Ahead to Bruton. Bruton to Porter, guarded by Outlaw. To Lake. Whalers in sort of a weave here, trying to isolate. And there's Porter down the lane. Short jumper, no good. Strong rebound, Lancaster. Kicks it ahead to Caruso, but he can't go. Gives it back to Outlaw, who races into the front court. Ball stolen by Bruton. Bruton flashes the other way. Down the lane. Ball blocked, taken by Lake. Gives to Porter. Porter slashes the lane, and he's called for the offensive foul. His third. I'm not so sure that the square up was actually there as much as it was a case of Porter just a little bit out of control.
Yeah, in that time you saw, again, Bruton gets to the basket anytime. He even surprised me that time with how quick he got by everybody, but he's just a little bit undersized in order to finish.
And nobody really there to follow up, nobody there to get the dish.
And then Porter just out of control, and that's a big third foul there.
All right, 1-3-1 is the defense for the Whalers, and they're going to deny Outlaw at the top there. And if they want to shoot long jumpers, Williams or Caruso, feel free, is sort of what they're playing right now. There they go inside. Outlaw, sort of a wild shot, can't score. Lancaster.
Porter's got to be very careful down there.
He picks up the rebound after a kind of wild shot by Outlaw. Marcus sort of forced the action there. Porter into the lane, gives to Lake. Lake back on top to Bruton. Nice play by Porter, but Lake was not really in a position to score. Bruton flashes to the lane with a floater, no good. Robinson, rebound off the glass, no good. Rebound taken again this time by Outlaw. Here comes Outlaw racing down the lane, shut off by Lake. Gives to Caruso for the jumper, no good. Strong rebound, Sawyer. Nice rebound by Colin Sawyer.
You see New London really struggling to score in the half court. They've got to be very careful with Porter getting his third foul. But right now, it's not a half-court game for either side.
Turnover there as Sawyer lost the handle. Here comes Outlaw racing the other way, down the lane, inside to Lancaster, who scores. 7-point lead. Whalers have not scored yet in the third quarter. 30-23, 4:37 remains.
I think a lot of coaches would have taken the time out there, but Parker has confidence about New London being able to regroup right now, take a little air out of the basketball.
Here's Lake, gives to Porter. Porter races to the lane, can't score. Williams comes the other way. Side jump, no, he didn't take it. Caruso now with the basketball, tries to go inside, nothing there, gets on top to Lusk. Will give to Lancaster, on top to Outlaw. Outlaw tries to go against Lake and can't. Whalers go back to 1-3-1.
What a great block by Lancaster on the defensive end. Porter is not used to seeing his shot get rejected when he drives to the basket.
Lancaster, long three, not close. Here comes Porter out of the pack. Throws up the left-hander and gets it.
Oh, wow.
Keith Porter down the lane with the offhand, threw up the circus shot. As Jack Barkley used to call him, a ring toss. It went in, and he got the foul.
15 for Porter, and he goes to the line. Acrobatic, left hand, scoop from the floor, floater. Every name, every adjective you can come up with on that one.
Score is score, though. They do score.
That's why they call them scorers.
That's right. They know how to get the ball in the hoop. They can put the biscuit in the basket. All right, no, that's enough. Porter completes the three-point play, gives the Whalers a 10-point lead, 33-23 with 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Whalers in pressure now. Here's Outlaw, guarded by Lake. He'll drive the lane, shut off there. Whalers go now, I don't know what they're in, to be honest with you. I'm not sure they do. Side jump, no good, rattles around, no good. Rebound, out of bounds, taken by Lusk. His shot is blocked. Strong rebound by Robinson.
Opportunities are there for the Wildcats, just couldn't convert.
Here's Sawyer, long three-pointer, no good. And the ball will go out of bounds to the Whalers.
That three-point play by Porter was what I would call a stabilizer after really got that 10-point lead. On the other side, NFA with multiple chances inside, just not able to convert.
Keith Robinson checks in. He'll replace Raya Caruso. They're a little quicker with Robinson in the ball game. Here's Bruton now. Resets the offense on is Lake. Porter pulls it back out now after he's shut off by Outlaw. Comes off the high screen, hedged there by Lancaster, who fouled him. I thought Greg Keith waited as long as he could for that reach in and finally made the call.
You know, with 2:47 here remaining in the third period and a 10-point lead, NFA is going to have to start pressuring the ball soon because New London will be very content pulling it out and taking the air out.
You've got to know when Lancaster commits a reach in, that's a long reach in. Here's Bruton. Dribbles down the lane, goes to the hoop, lays it up and in. With the right hand, Deontay Bruton that time scores, gives the Whalers a 12-point lead with 2:30 in the third quarter. Outlaw cross court to Robinson, now back on top to Williams. Williams tries to go against Lake, can't. Here's Robinson to Williams. Williams almost traveled, but gives the ball to Robinson, who now goes left baseline, where he shut off, gives inside to Lusk. Left inside to Lancaster, throws it up, no good. Strong rebound, Porter. Nice defensive pressure from Devonta Robinson, though. To Bruton now. Bruton right down the lane. Again with a floater, he got it.
Third quarter seems to be the charm for Bruton.
And a 14-point lead, and the Wildcats will take the timeout. You know, Devonta Bruton, I have a word for him. He is fearless. Absolutely fearless. You know, 5'9", he loves to get into the lane. He'll shoot the three-pointer if you give it to him, but he's not afraid to get into the lane, and he's really taken to the hoop a couple of times now here in the third quarter. Jacked the Whaler lead up to 14 with 1:45 remaining.
Now he took over the third quarter of the semifinal game against Woodstock, and you're seeing here, fearless is a great word to describe him. He'll get to the basket anytime he wants, and if he goes down a couple times and gets rejected or doesn't finish, it doesn't stop him. He goes back down there again. If I'm NFA, I'm finding whoever Keith Porter is guarding, and I'm getting them to the basketball, because right now, down 14, I think the only way NFA gets back in this thing is to get Porter out of the ball game.
Well, of course, what Porter is doing, he's playing the baseline in that 1-3-1, so he doesn't have any real assignment.
Well, a couple times they've had Lancaster flash, and Porter goes with him. Get Lancaster the basketball. If not, you've just got to try to attack at the back. You got to try to get to the basket, make Porter defend, because right now, their best bet is to get him out of this basketball game.
Well, of course, there are people who say once you get away from what you really want to do, you're playing into the other team's hands. So, it's, you know, that's an interesting point of view on that for sure. But I think you're right. I think they've got to attack, make Keith Porter work on the other end.
I think you'd be right if NFA had an idea of what it is they wanted to do. I'm not sure offensively they have a real mindset right now about what they want to do.
All right, Whalers going to be in three-quarter court pressure here as Lusk inbounds to Outlaw here now. Good blocked by Robinson, taken by Porter. Porter now out of the pack. Down the lane, lays it up, no good. Robinson on the foul, oh, he gets it. Robinson now gives the Whalers a 16-point lead. Outlaw with the basketball now. Whalers go back 1-3-1. It's giving Wildcats a little bit of trouble. They tried Outlaw at the post, that didn't work. Here comes the Wildcats the other way, kind of kick the ball around. Now it goes to Marcus Outlaw. He gives it right side to Robinson. Robinson side jump, no good. Rebound taken in the corner. No, it'll go out of bounds, and the Whalers will get possession.
You know, the one thing that NFA has struggled with this year has been scoring the basketball. Being down 16 points is not where you want to be when you're struggling to score the basketball.
52 seconds remains in the third quarter. Whalers by 16. We'll see if they hold the basketball here. And the answer is, I think they will. Here comes Lake. Lake got caught in a bad spot, made a kind of a half-hearted pass to Bruton, who was able to. All right, Bruton with the ball, 39 seconds. They are spread, that's for sure. Here goes Bruton to the lane, throws it up. Oh my word, no foul there at all. I guess there's no foul for assault. Here comes Outlaw the other way, and that's a foul.
There is a foul for assault.
Apparently.
We just saw it. Bad set of circumstances for New London right there. Possibly looking for a last shot, looking to hold. Instead, NFA at the line. Granted, 16-point lead, but not the place you want. You don't want to give them free shots.
Nope. I think they would like to have taken it down, but in fairness, NFA wasn't going to allow them to do that either. Outlaw hits the first of two. Pulls the Acads to within 15 at 39-24. Sam Miranda into the ball game, replaces Deontay Bruton.
14 for Outlaw, leads the Wildcats.
Here's Nick Barner back in the ball game, replacing Devonta Robinson. All right, Outlaw at the line. Dips, shoots, back iron. Barner, strong rebound. Here come the Whalers the other way with 20 seconds remaining, and I guarantee you they'll try to hold for one here. Porter with the basketball against Outlaw. Comes left now to Lake. Lake off the high screen for the lob pass, and the foul is called. That was a set play out of the timeout. That was going to be a lob pass from Lake to Barner, to Porter, who came off the high screen. But the Wildcats just decided to block him, I guess, and the foul was called.
Yeah, well-executed play that time by New London. Porter was going to go backside for the lob, but instead, you got it right. NFA basically just tackled him and wouldn't let him get to the basket. 7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. One shot left, looks like, for the Whalers. That's not an inbounds play. That's just a hope. Here's Porter, left down the lane, throws him a short right-hander off the glass and nails it. That's a dagger.
That is a dagger. Keith Porter with the deuce off the glass. As time expires in the third quarter, Whalers jack the lead up to 17, 41-24 with a quarter left to play. We'll be right back after this timeout.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in Eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
Okay, we're back here at a sold-out St. Bernard's High School. It's Jim O'Neill along with Casey O'Neill as we bring you the fourth quarter of the final game. The Whalers of New London, a 17-point lead, and they'll have the basketball. Keith Porter nailed the baseline jumper off the glass to sort of push the Whaler lead to 17, but it was a real dagger. You're absolutely right.
Right now, if you want to put it in perspective, NFA has scored 24 points and needs 17 to make up 17 to tie.
Right. All right, Sam Miranda in the ball game for Deontay Bruton. He comes right to Sawyer. They'll double team the ball and a foul called. Yeah, NFA's going to pressure the basketball coming out here, but they quickly get the foul call. Whalers really have to be strong with the basketball now.
And this is not their best ball handling unit with Bruton out of the basketball game. Miranda, though, a veteran, has handled this before, and he's good with the basketball.
Yeah, you're right about that. Here comes Porter now. He's doubled, fouled, but no call. And the double team in the rebounding action, tie up.
I know that right now both
They already
coaches are
changed.
unhappy.
By the way, this arrow is the arrow is already changed. This ball should be Whaler basketball. They changed the arrow already.
I think that's what Coach Parker is yelling at right now.
All right, Academy gets the basketball. Lusk wheels, shoots, can't get it. Varner taps it out. Porter with the rebound. He comes the other way. 3-on-2, holds up there. Last time Porter got fouled, but there was no call. But you know what he did? He kind of gave up on the play after that. And you really can't do that. Foul or no foul.
Yeah, and he's lucky that they got the jump ball call on the other end because he could have picked up a cheap one there.
Here comes Aranda, side jump, Lake. No good. Rebound, Robinson. Robinson now with the basketball. Long shot, Caruso. Hits nothing. Ball stolen and knocked out of bounds by Lake.
That's not the kind of shot you want to see. I mean, NFA cannot take jump shots from out there. Bruton back into the ball game, replacing Miranda.
Let's see what defense the Whalers decide to play now. I think it's still 1-3-1. Yes, it is. Yep. Here's Robinson out low. Top of the key to Lusk. Another jumper is no good. Rebound by Porter. He races out of the pack. Block is called. That's a bailout. But I think not a bad call. The guy who took the charge took it after the NFA guy had sort of fallen down and blocked Porter's path.
Yeah, Ryer Caruso has a genuine complaint. He did take the charge.
Yeah, he
but
did.
Prior to that, there was a foul on the floor, out low with a reach-in.
That's a pretty gutsy call by Tony Acito. Neil Curlin didn't like it, and it was a bit of a bailout because Porter was a little bit out of control.
But you had it right. You had it right, just because the charge was
Rick
taken.
Radiccioni said no. He says, is that a good call or bad call, Coach? Good? Yes, good. Good call. He liked the call. So do we. Jack Barkley, the second best official in the history of Eastern Connecticut, sitting next to the best guy. Jack, did you learn a lot from Rick during your days? Jack nods yes and says, of course he did. All right, here's Bruton, guarded by Robinson. Stolen. Robinson goes the other way. And the foul is called. Robinson wasn't going to allow the jam, that's for sure. Varner, I think, got the foul.
Yeah, Varner wasn't going to let Lancaster throw it down. Even with a 17-point lead, he didn't want to let the crowd come alive with a big dunk. That's a good foul.
Especially since Denzel Lancaster is not a outstanding free throw shooter.
No, and that time, again, the young sophomore, Bruton, got his pocket picked that time. Robinson, very sneaky on the defensive end, reached around, picked him clean.
And as soon as I comment, Denzel says, let me swish one, and he does. Number 24, Joshua Maynard into the ball game for the Whalers, 6'3" junior. Lancaster's second is also good. Yeah, what do I know? 41-26, 15-point Whaler lead, 6:25 remains here in the fourth quarter. Deontay Bruton with the basketball, gives to Lake. Lake quickly double teamed.
Yep,
and the backcourt call. Well, I'll tell you something. That's better be careful there, Mr. Caruso. And nice to be emotional, but we saw a technical foul call for less last night. You don't want to be jumping in anybody's face. All right, good double team by the Wildcats, which they're going to do anytime that somebody other than Bruton has the basketball. Lusk, 15-footer, can't get it. Rebound taken by Bruton. Bruton slapped that by Lancaster, can't get it. Sawyer sets his feet, gets the three-pointer, he nails it. Colin Sawyer with a big three-pointer gives the Whalers an 18-point lead with 5:48 remaining.
That's 9 for Sawyer, second leading scorer on New London.
And the ball knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats, and the Whalers will get the basketball. Can't afford turnovers here.
That was the football play. Right there, the football player, Marcus Outlaw, ran before he had the ball. He tried to catch it on the run and actually knocked it out of bounds.
All right, here comes Bruton. Bruton left to Lake. Lake to knocked away, taken by Lake. Well, ball lost there by Maynard. No good inside. Taken again, scramble. Bruton out of this pack with the basketball. He knocked off the ball, and finally a foul called. I mean, Deontay Bruton was looking like a little ping pong ball inside the steel cage. But the foul finally got called, and Whalers retained the basketball.
It's not fun being the smallest guy among 10 when you're getting bounced around like that.
All right, this is Keith Porter with the basketball. 5 minutes now. 5 minutes straight up in his basketball. Porter left down the lane, lays it up and in. He just beat Outlaw off the dribble. Extends the Whaler lead to 20. 46-26. 4:50 remains. 20 points for Keith Porter now. Lancaster back on top to Caruso. He gives to Porter, to Robinson. Robinson with a jumper, he got it.
Where's that been?
And Neil Curlin calls the quick timeout. 46-28, 18-point Whaler lead. 4:36 remaining in this ball game. NFA takes the timeout, I'm sure, to set up another form of pressure. What they've done is they haven't jumped Bruton, but every time Lake or Maynard or any of the other off handlers have the basketball, they're jumping the guy with a double team.
Well, the only person that's really comfortable with the basketball is Bruton. Lake will handle it, but he's not all that comfortable. Sawyer's a basketball player, but not a ball handler per se. And so if it's not in Bruton's hands,
or Porter's hands, yeah.
Or Porter's hands, New London is vulnerable to pressure. I'm more curious with 4:35 remaining here, at what point does NFA just call off the dog, New London call off the dogs, or NFA call off the pressure and just let this thing play out?
I don't think Neil Curlin's going to give up wave a white flag anytime soon. He's too much of a competitor. He'll play this one until there's nothing to play. All right, Deontay Bruton with the basketball slowly into the front court. Whalers in no hurry here now. 18-point lead. He's guarded on top by Robinson, who reaches around. I mean, mugs him, grabs the basketball. Robinson lays it in. Here comes Bruton the other way now. Maynard to Bruton, goes to the left baseline, throws up a runner. No good. Knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats. Whalers will retain the ball.
Now that is fearless, because the biggest difference is Bruton and Lancaster, and Bruton went right at him.
Yep, absolutely right. Offensive foul called on Colin Sawyer. He had a clear path, but he probably should have pulled up and taken the short jumper. Instead, he tried to go all the way to the hoop and drew the offensive foul. 20-second timeout for the Whalers here.
Try to regroup. Still a 16-point lead. 4:02 remaining here in the ball game. We see our first trickle of fans heading to the exits, but
a little premature here.
With 4 minutes left, Neil Curlin's going to continue to pressure the basketball. Right now, NFA is just trying to get this as ugly as possible.
Possession arrow, by the way, which could be important eventually, goes to the Whalers. And neither team, as I look at the scoreboard, is in the bonus.
Which is interesting considering
how sloppy it has been.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I agree. 46-30 though. Whalers with a 16-point lead. They led at halftime by 10, right? Extended the lead in the third quarter and got it up as high as 20, I believe.
20 when Porter scored his 20th point.
Yep. Okay, Wildcats inbound. This is Keith Robinson. He's replaced Ramel Williams now. Maybe a little better shooter than Williams. Whalers in there 1-3-1. Outlaw at the high post. Whalers have sort of denied that. Robinson, long jumper, no good. Strong rebound, Porter. He races ahead of the pack, pressured by Outlaw, stops. Ball goes side to Lake, who gives it back on top to Sawyer. He gives to Maynard, to Lake. Lake side jump, no good. Rebound Robinson. I don't think Chop wanted that shot either. Caruso, long jumper, he got it. Three-pointer by Ryer Caruso. Pulls it to a 13-point game, and Parker calls another timeout. And I think he's going to talk to Mr. Lake. I don't think he wanted that shot. He didn't want that shot.
No, right now he's saying, son, and I guarantee you that's what he's saying. He's saying, son, we have a 16-point lead, and the only thing we want to do right now is hold on to the basketball and take really good shots and not turn it over and eat some clock. And although that's a shot that Lake would take most times, there was no reason he could have pulled the basketball out again and taken some more clock.
Well, it's a matter of situational basketball, and it is a sophomore who needs to learn a little bit more about when a shot is a good shot and when it's not. Here, at the Whalers are looking for a layup. Layups are fouls. They know they're going to have to shoot free throws coming down the stretch. They do have the 13-point lead. A couple of big jumpers by the Wildcats have cut that lead. Whalers can't get tentative either. I mean, but I think Chop would have traded 30 seconds for that shot.
It's funny because Lake is discovering the problem with being a sophomore. All year long, Chop would have yelled, take that shot, take that shot. You need to be more aggressive.
Yep.
Not now, not now.
All right, Lake inbounds to Bruton. Bruton comes the other way. Look for them to jump him. They don't. The ball goes to Sawyer. He's doubled. Robinson lays it in. Whalers getting tentative now, and they don't really want to be. 11-point lead, 3 minutes. Here's Keith Porter with the basketball. Comes off the high screen. Can't score. Dribbles on top now and pulls it back out. Porter gets the foul call. Well, Caruso couldn't help himself. He couldn't help. Oh, he got the 5-second call. He got the 5-second call. Wow. Wow.
NFA has a chance to cut this to single digits.
Yes,
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe is right. And the momentum clearly is on their side.
Can I call it Uncle Mo?
Yeah, I guess. Here's Caruso. On top to Robinson, who took 3 steps and then dribbled. To Caruso now. Caruso back on top to Robinson. Here's Robinson in the lane, throws it to Lusk, who lays it in.
Robinson has been absolutely crucial here at NFA, stealing the ball on defense, driving on offense. Robinson getting NFA back in.
Oh my word, left three-pointer by Maynard is no good. 46-37, he streaks the other way. Ball stolen by Porter. Porter out of the pack, comes down a lane, lays it up, no good, he's fouled. And Caruso cheers himself for the foul.
And fouled hard too. Porter gonna get up and shake that one off. Very important foul shots here for Keith Porter. 9-point lead, try to get it back into double digits with 1:47 remaining. These are very important foul shots. Porter has struggled at the line so far today, the only thing he hasn't done.
Well, the Whalers, when it's not in Keith Porter or Deontay Bruce's hand, have acted like the ball's a hand grenade.
And you're gonna see Robinson coming back into the ball game soon for New London. I think as Maynard was wide open, and again, a shot he's been encouraged to take all year long, but not a shot you want there.
Not in that situation. All right, Keith Porter with a pair. Dips and shoots and back irons it. Robinson comes back in to replace Maynard.
Great players need to make foul shots. And we saw Chris Dunn last year. Now it's Porter's turn. He's struggled on the line. He's got to make foul shots.
Second one is good. 10-point Whaler lead. Quick timeout taken by the Whalers, as they'll try to organize now with a 10-point lead, 1:47 remaining. Momentum certainly has shifted. We'll see what the Wildcats last time, by the way, took a long time before they got a shot. Ended up not getting a good one. They came the other way. They made a steal, but they really wasted a lot of time against that 1-3-1, trying to get their people into the spots they wanted to.
This is really a dangerous spot for New London. 10-point lead still, 1:47, but they are absolutely tentative on offense. They right now are taking bad shots they shouldn't be taking, and really struggling when the ball is not in Bruton or Porter's hands to break pressure. NFA's attempt to get this ugly has worked, and on the other side of the basketball, I think Keith Robinson has pretty much single-handedly gotten NFA back in this thing. 3 or 4 steals, a couple of jump shots.
I would also say I think the officials who have done a very good job this game have sort of allowed it to become very physical. That is not to the Whalers' advantage.
No, it's not. First of all, NFA has more bodies. Second of all, they have more size. And lastly, New London is playing a shorter bench. They're gassed right now. Porter's got some fouls. It is not to their advantage for this to turn physical.
Well, this is a big trip right out of the box for the Wildcats. Whalers are going to come out apparently in soft pressure. Whalers are with a 10-point lead, 47-37. They're in the bonus. They have the possession arrow. Wildcats still not shooting the bonus, so we'll see what happens here. Whalers looking to, I think, be in soft pressure. Caruso trying to sneak down court. Here's Lust. Yeah, Chop just wanted them to take time, I guess. And Lancaster scores as he comes down the lane. Nice pass from Lust. Caruso, excuse me. Here's Bruton the other way now. Bruton in the lane. Passes to Lake. Lake gives to Porter. Porter doubled there. Strong move to the basket by Porter. Throws up, he's fouled. He's not fouled, she gives the outlaw the other way. Here comes Lancaster in the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound taken there by Porter. He races out of the pack with a minute to go the other way, and now pulls it out, and is fouled. And Ryer Caruso has, he's got a little bit of the insider in him, doesn't he? Hard foul again, and he seems to take a particular pleasure in that.
Yeah, we'll call him passionate for the purposes of our...
you call it that, I'll call it what I see. And
don't you know you're not supposed to say things like that?
I don't care. I'm old. I get to do what I want.
Porter's
within the limits of the law.
Oh, of course. Porter,
59 seconds remaining. 47-39 Whalers. Keith Porter is going to shoot at least a one-on-one. Officials were conferring, I think, Chop Parker wanted to make the case for a flagrant foul. It certainly was a hard foul.
Right now, Chop Parker is going to have to make the case that he shouldn't get a technical foul because he ran to about half court to pull Porter away from Caruso.
I don't think any good official, and we're in the presence of many of them, is going to fault a coach for trying to make sure something bad doesn't happen on the court. If a coach is acting properly, officials have a good sense of the ball game. If they're veteran officials, they know when something is inappropriate, when it isn't. And this is a pretty good crew out here tonight.
I mean, you sound like someone who's officiating.
Well, it's not Barkley, Radiccioni, and Yearing, but it is, they're good.
Again, big foul shots by Porter for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is he can extend the lead and really make it with under a minute left. Very difficult for NFA, but also this is the weakest part of Porter's game right now is his foul shooting. He's got
1-on-1 too. Front end, he needs the front end to get the bonus. Porter dips and shoots and rattles around, no good. Here comes Outlaw the other way, and he's fouled by Lake. I don't think that's a free throw circumstance. I don't see it on the board.
It's not.
They'll come out to get some of the wetness off the court. Well, you're right. Porter struggling from the line when really he's going to have an opportunity. The ball's going to be in his hands. He's going to need to make free throws.
So I know in baseball the coaches sometimes ask this, but right now is Chop Parker saying, can 56 seconds run off the clock before they get 9 points?
I can't tell. Get one more out, please. Get one more. Hank used to say to me, can we get 3 outs before they score 15 runs? Here comes Outlaw to the basket. Lays it up, no good. Strong rebound, Porter. He comes out of the pack with the basketball. Gives it ahead to Sawyer, to Porter, down the lane. He lays it up and in. Good feed by Colin Sawyer. Here's Robinson down the lane. Wild shot is no good. Rebound taken by Porter. He throws it ahead to Bruton. Bruton down the lane and lays it in. Whalers, with 28 seconds, enjoy a 12-point lead. That's a pretty good stretch right there for them. Williams with the basketball to Robinson now. Back on top to Williams. 16 seconds remaining. Williams in the lane with a floater, no good. Rebound taken inside by Porter. and he's fouled. Well, big players come up big. Keith Porter has come up big.
And here we are at the end of another great ECC basketball tournament, and with 9 seconds remaining in a 12-point lead, the New London High School Whalers look like they are going to add yet another ECC banner to their pretty vast collection at this point, and an exhausted Keith Porter who does a little bit of everything, scores a lot, rebounds a lot, and now he's going to shoot some foul shots.
He'll shoot a pair, I believe. Dips, shoots, and gets it.
24 now for Porter.
52-39. Whalers by 13 with 9 seconds to go. Good run by the Wildcats in the second half. Struck a little fear into the Whalers, but the Whalers really played very well in this ball game from start to finish.
This was actually one of the better efforts, I thought, for New London, with getting some alternative scoring from Porter.
And a lot of balance. Here's Porter's second. No good. Front irons it. Lancaster has the basketball. Time ticking off. He'll just simply go to half court and throw up the long three-pointer. And that'll end it. 52-39 is your final. The New London Whalers with a very, very sound victory over their arch rival, the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. Two teams had split 2 games coming into this one, and the Whalers, start to finish, just played outstanding basketball. A lot of balance, as we said. They got right away big shots from Lake and Sawyer that really helped. I can't. Rich Radiccioni's talking. I can't hear a word he's saying. Yes, we're going to try to get Chop Parker over here if we can. But I think a solid performance.
Yes.
If I'm stuttering here, it's because we've got a lot of activity around us, and I'm
chaos. We always love this. Well, I'll take what you say a step further and give you the points to back it up, because as you always say, let's see if that's true.
All right, we're gonna come back to wrap it up. Hopefully we can get Chop Parker over here for a post-game interview. I'm sure he'll try to help us out here, but right now we're gonna take this timeout.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with Sprigs and Twigs, stewards of the environment.
Okay, we're back here at the St. Bernard's Gymnasium, where the New London High School Whalers have again won an ECC tournament final, knocking off arch rival Norwich Free Academy, 52-39 in what Craig Parker is with us here, Victoria's coach of the Whalers and the the winningest coach, by the way, Casey, in New London High School history. Do you realize that?
That's
longest tenure. Does it feel like it's been 18 years?
Actually, it's 19.
and feel like
including as assistant, it's like 26. Yes, it's starting to feel like it.
Well, you actually had to be very happy from start to finish, but particularly the start of this ball game. You guys got up to just the kind of start you must have ordered.
Yeah, we came out with a lot of energy, and the kids really worked hard on the defensive end, and that translated into us scoring on the offensive end. They came out with a lot of spunk, and it was a great start for us. Absolutely.
I was really impressed, Coach, with the balance tonight. Of course, everyone knows Keith Porter's going to score points, but early in the game, scoring from 4 different players. Colin Sawyer, Seth Lake, some early baskets. Really balanced tonight.
Yeah, we started 3 sophomores in tonight's game, and like you say, Keith our main guy, but we can, if you leave Colin Sawyer, Seth Lake open, they're both dynamic scorers, and they help get us off to the good start. Absolutely.
Coach, you went to a 1-3-1, and it really looked like Norwich never really solved it. When they tried to put Outlaw at the top of the key, in the middle of that 1-3-1, you just sagged on him and denied him the basketball. They never really got the hang of that defense.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Coach Curlin, can solve it, but, your players have to make plays for you.
I didn't mean that Neil didn't, but the players themselves had a real tough time.
I think the 1-3-1 actually won the game for us. I think the pressure got them at the beginning, but we went to the 1-3-1 because of foul trouble. And guess what? Sometimes you do that for different reasons, and it turns out to be your best defense.
Now, you know, Coach, one thing I've always admired about you is you've maintained the philosophy that, ECC championships are wonderful, but at New London High School, we play for state championships. And this year, I don't think anybody expected you to be playing in this ball game except you and the players that play for you. So my first question is, where do you feel this team is right now, having won that? And is it still about a state championship this year?
Well, first off, to be honest with you, Case, I wasn't sure we could get here, midway through the season, but, we got progressively better. As far as the state title goes, that's a tough one for us. We're in Double L. I'm not sure we have Double L caliber talent this year overall, but you know what? We're going to go out and play our hardest starting Monday night against Glastonbury High School.
Keith Porter follows one of the great New London High School players ever as sort of the leader of the pack. Chris Dunn, now playing at Providence College, Gatorade Player of the Year. But it seems like he has done all you can ask of Keith Porter, and then some.
Yeah, Keith has been our leader this year. Keith was strange for Keith, I know personally, because he played with a lot of great players his first 3 years. Some really super talent. He looked around and saw a bunch of new guys this year. Some of the kids he didn't even know, some of the transfers. And to his credit, he led this team to where we're at tonight with 16 wins and a ECC tournament championship.
Well, you got to be proud of that job, and we're proud of you. Certainly done a great job at New London High School. Longest tenured and winning as coach in the history of a storied program. We can only wish you luck in the state tournament, and I hope that we'll be there to cover some of it.
All right, I hope we're playing long enough so you guys can come out to see us.
That's Craig Parker, the head coach.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Chop. Head coach of the victorious Whalers. Nice to have Coach up here. We're going to take a break here, and then we'll come back to wrap it up. So we'll be right back after this timeout.
At the Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in Eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
Okay, we're back here at St. Bernard's High School, where the New London High School Whalers have won another. I don't think they count them, but I don't have a count of them, but they've won another ECC tournament championship here. 10th time in a row they've been in the finals. They've won a number of them. 52-39 over arch rival NFA in a ball game that the Whalers led from start to finish, and frankly did everything they had to do to get a big win tonight.
Yeah, of course, New London led by Keith Porter, the senior, the dynamic scorer with 24, but it was the balance that stepped in with Deontay Bruton's 10 and Colin Sawyer's 9, Seth Lake's 5, and then even Devonta Robertson and Nick Barner with a basket apiece. It was the timeliness of those baskets to balance out those scoring.
Well, I think truly it was a game of role-playing tonight because the guys who were supposed to do what they were supposed to do did it. Barner and Devonta Robertson inside, as one of the great stops by, Naughty Drayton stops by and says hello. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Everybody's got a role. They had theirs. Barner, I thought, was a good presence inside against a much taller Norwich team. Robinson gave them good minutes and a strong presence inside. Clearly, the floor game of Sawyer and Lake is a real advantage for them. And then, Bruton and Porter have to score, and they did.
Yeah, and it's funny because, I don't know that in all my time knowing Coach Parker that he's ever doubted. He always thinks they're going to win. So you heard him clearly with so many new faces, not just young kids, but kids who haven't played together either. So not all coming up through the same programs together. They really struggled, but you can tell how proud he is of this group because that's what they have become. They've become a group. And though New London is about state championship, I think this is an ECC championship that he will remember for a long time.
I agree. I can tell you this, as the former athletic director at the New London High School, I liked winning anything. So we ECC championships, I like them all. I do like the banners on the wall, but you have to play games for the kids because the kids are here to try to win games and do their best and be at their best. They were in this tournament. It's not a state championship, but it's a big moment for the Whalers. Keith Porter named MVP of this tournament, rightfully so, after 3 very good performances in this tournament.
you see the New London High School Whalers holding up the ECC championship trophy as the remnants of a very pro-New London crowd cheers them on with the Whalers cheer. And I mentioned before the game that this is just a great high school basketball all throughout this country is a kind of a quintessential American experience, and we had a good experience tonight, and this is kind of the fitting scene.
Well, you got a great Norwich Free Academy team coached by one of the classier guys in all of Eastern Connecticut coaching circles, so you hope that that kind of game, it just matches up. It did tonight. It was certainly the Whalers distinguished themselves. Wildcats with a big run in the fourth quarter. I showed a lot of character, and I think Neil's got to feel good going into the tournament with that kind of team.
It's funny because I asked if he was going to call him off, and you said almost exactly that he's too competitive to do that, and he was going to fight till the end. And as right out of your lips, they went on a big run and cut it to single digits. And yes, that is how competitive Coach Curlin is, and give credit to the Wildcats. They played literally every minute of this game.
Well, this one's in the books. Whalers with another ECC title, but it's the day's coverage of high school basketball is not coming to an end. Now, we don't have the full schedule yet, but producer Peter Huapi will be looking at the potential pairings and rankings, and we're going to try to bring you the best of Eastern Connecticut basketball in the state tournament as the following the ensuing weeks unfold. So I hope that one of us will be here, maybe both. But I've enjoyed it, Casey. This is a pleasure. It's been a long time since I've been back in the booth, and it was a pleasure to be with you or hear you again tonight.
Always fun to be back with you. It's been almost 20 years since you and I were together doing a game, and this was my absolute pleasures. And hats off to the day, Peter Wappy and crew, because not only is it a quality broadcast, but it's a lot of fun to do.
Okay, final score here from St. Bernard's High School. New London Whalers 52, Norwich Free Academy Wildcats 39. Good night, everybody.